So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZW Games 5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below. What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr Games. And this video pretty much goes out to Ryan Smith. Now Ryan Smith presented me with a challenge a few weeks ago, and it was to build a Zombie Swan deck profile, but I was only allowed to use cards that came in the Lightsworn Structure deck and the Zombie Horde Structure deck, and which is exactly what I've done. I've built a 40 card deck. It is very, very powerful. The only thing that it lacks is the ability to abuse an extra deck. So obviously the only cards we got in those respective decks for the extra deck was Michael and Red Eyes Zombie Necro Dragon. So of course, if you do have more money or you do want to be putting extend a little bit further outside of those starter decks, that's where stuff like your Vampire Sucker, your Minerva, your Tornado Dragon, Abyss Dweller, generic like level 8 synchros, level 7 synchros, and then rank 4s come into it. However, this deck can still operate without that. It can operate by using and abusing... Drop the Zombie Necro. It can still operate using and abusing Michael and the Zombie Necro, but it can also use and abuse JD as well. So that could be one of your power plays, and Border Roach. So just imagine you're bored with a JD, a Border Roach, a Zombie World, and then add in a Zombie Necro or a Michael. Like it can still produce quite a lot of plays. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'll take you through the profile, show you exactly what we've got, and I'll start off. So we've got the Zombie Swan lot here, and we've got the zombie stuff here. So I'm going to go through the zombies first, and the zombies are all quite straightforward. Now, this one we've got triple Solitaire, triple Mizuki, and double Uni-Zombie. Now, the one issue with these is these are predominantly used to push the level 8 synchros. Now, obviously, we only have access to level 7 synchros. So what that means is, with Uni-Zombie's effect, you need to make sure that you're not bumping himself up or any other card, unless of course you're going to be using a level 3. On the plus side, what it does allow you to use and abuse of the Lightsworn engine is Lumina, because obviously Lumina is not a tuner. You can start using and abusing either up your Uni-Zombie or up your Lumina, and then those two together can make a synchro play. Obviously the one thing you will be locked out on is the fact that Michael the Arch Lightsworn does require a light non-tuner, which isn't an issue with that because you will be using Lumina anyway. For the rest of the zombie part, of course, we've got 2 Banshees. This is to get into your zombie world. So the zombie engine is very, very important and relies on getting Border Roach to the graveyard, and then of course getting your zombie world up and in play. We've got the 1 Gozuki to help do that, and of course alongside your Glight Bloom, because as soon as you've got zombie world on board, the only thing this deck didn't have was a terraforming to search out the zombie world, but that's where Banshee comes in. So that's it for the zombie engine. Quite straightforward, very, very powerful. Now, obviously the whole idea is that Solitaire gets you into the Uni-Zombie, and then Uni-Zombie starts pushing off your place from there. Not to mention that what you want to kind of use and abuse is, the idea is using the Lightsworns to put your zombies in grave, like your Mizukis, to then bring back these guys here. So like Uni-Zombies and your well, not even your Banshees, unless you've already got Zombie World in play. So that's it for the zombie engine. It is probably more a support of the Lightsworn engine, and this is where the real power comes in, and that is triple Raiden, triple Luna, triple Wolf, triple JD, the single Minerva, and the single Lila. Now obviously triple JD is probably a little bit too much in this kind of build, purely because you've got enough Lightsworns to put there. It's a little bit less without Minerva. But the whole idea is you want to be using these guys to be putting the zombies to the grave. The zombies with Zombie World is going to then revive your other Lightsworns to then mill more, and you're going to extend your board that way, and then go into your synchros to power up your board. Boulder Roach in grave after it's been milled off of your Lightsworn, bringing it back during the standby phase of Zombie World. That then gives you protection, and then you've got your JD for your Killer Blow as well. Then for the spells, of course, triple Recharge and triple Charge. Again, additional millage, additional search, because this deck didn't come with like Rhoda, so it just gives you more zombies in the grave, more Lightsworns in hand. Foolish Burial came in both decks, and then the breakthrough skills, just to give you that little bit more edge, because you are milling quite a lot. What you want to make sure is pretty much the only things you don't want to be milled into the grave is your JDs, your solar recharges, your Foolish Burial, and your charges. Everything else can technically, you don't mind being milled, because obviously If you mill your other Lightsworns, as soon as you get Zombie World on board, that makes your Mizuki live and being able to bring these guys back. You do not want to be losing your Zombie Worlds. You don't mind this going to grave, this going to grave, or anything else going to grave. Like any of your zombies going to grave is absolutely fine apart from Zombie World. So that is it. Very straightforward and simple. And then your extra deck can be 3 of each of these if you want. That's purely if you're going to restrict yourself to, like, for example, if you went to a locals and they said, all we're going to do today, guys, is we're going to do a structure deck tournament where you can combine any structure decks out there. Then, yeah, to be fair, Zombie Lightsworns will probably be a bloody good deck. If you can get hold of them, or if you have the cards and you go, yeah, alright, cool, I'm going to mould those 3 together, those 2 together, or 3 of each of those together, mash them together, you'll actually get a very, very powerful deck. Because you don't, one of the very few starter decks that actually does not rely on an extra deck heavily. You've got 2 main deck boss monsters in JD and Border Roach that are going to do an incredible job for you anyway. So it is still a very, very powerful deck. And to be totally honest, as I was going through the builds that I already have, apart from the extra deck, of course, the extra deck is where the majority of the changes will come. The only type of cards that I wasn't able to put in because they didn't come in the starter deck is like Swallow Slash, Giant Rex, and Shiranui Spirit Master. Other than that, it's just your extra decks of Vampire Suckers, and Minerva are the main 2. You've obviously your Vampire Sucker for your vampires and start linking stuff off, and then of course your Vampire Sucker, not the Vampire Sucker, sorry, your Minerva for your additional mills, draws and pops. But like I said, that is it. Very straightforward, very, very to the point, and still very, very powerful. So again, a massive thank you to Ryan Smith for that one. Very, very interesting kind of take or request. But I'm sorry it took so long to get it done. It was just, initially it was finding all the cards, getting them all together, and then trying to think of the right build that would utilise it. So yeah, it's still a very, very powerful deck and very, very useful. So if you are going to build this, I hope you have a lot of fun with it. I personally think if you have these decks together and you just don't obviously have access to Vampire Sucker or Minervas, then you could still do very, very well with this deck and catch a lot of people off guard. Stuff like Trick Clan as well is missing, but again, they're really, really cheap cards that you can pick up and put in if you do want to expand from this as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. I'm going to continue watching the American YCS, or, well, not the YCS, sorry, the WCQ. Very, very interesting. It'll be to see what the outcome of this is. This is being recorded on Saturday night in the UK time, so we're watching, I think we're waiting on round 7 currently. It gives you a bit of a time frame of when I've recorded this. And then of course we have the Euros. We have UK Euros coming up at the end of this week as well in Utrecht. So obviously me and a couple of the boys are going to be going down there. I still haven't decided what I'm playing, so it'll be very, very interesting. If you guys have any suggestions of what you think I should play, like I'm looking at some really, really fun decks. I want to take my Dark Magicians, I want to take Prank Kids. So I'm trying to look for something very, very fun to kind of put together and have a bit of a play around with. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling. What's up, YouTube? Dad here from YUGIOH. Thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, please hit that big thumbs up button in the bottom corner as well. And don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Make sure you click that notification bell as well so you know every time one of our new videos goes up. Throughout the whole year of 2019, we're going to have more deck profiles, duels, and of course pack openings for you guys to watch and enjoy the entire year round. So stay tuned for more, and as always, guys, happy dueling.